Hey Miss P's class, my name is Tess Caswell and I work in Mission Control for the International Space Station. Now you probably have lots of questions. First of all, what is the International Space Station? What is Mission Control? And who is this crazy lady and why is she talking to us? So, I'm going to get started by answering your questions, and hopefully by the end of it, you'll think that science and math and all these things that you're going to school for are pretty cool. So the International Space Station is a huge research laboratory that's orbiting the Earth 200 miles above us at 17,500 miles an hour. And there are 6 astronauts living up there right now as I speak and as you're watching this video, and they're floating around in zero gravity and they're doing science that will make life better here on Earth. Now the space station is so huge that there is no way that the astronauts could keep track of everything up there, make sure everything's working perfectly, and do all that science. So there's this place here in Houston called Mission Control, which is where I work, where people like me on the ground help make sure that the space station's working right so the astronauts don't have to worry about it. You're probably also wondering, what is Mission Control? So that's why I brought you here. This is the Mission Control Center for the International Space Station that I was just telling you about. This is a team of people who are all trained on different parts of the space station. They can keep track of it so that the astronauts don't have to worry about all the different systems and making sure that they're going right. So while all these people are watching out for the space station and making sure that it's working just right, the astronauts can spend a lot more time doing science. That's where I sit when I'm working in Mission Control, at the life support console. You can see that we have lots of different computers to tell us about all the different parts of the life support system of the space station. So we make sure that the astronauts have air and water to breathe and to drink while they're doing all that science on board the space station. We also have lots of friends in the Mission Control Center who are watching out for all the other different parts of the space station. The other cool part of my job is the view. We have these videos coming down live from space that show us where the space station is at any given time. We also have this huge computer screen in the front that tells us where the space station is over the Earth. Right now you can see it flying towards Australia on that white line. We also have other screens that tell us about the health of the space station and let us know if things are going wrong. But I didn't always live here in Houston. I actually grew up in a small town called Soldotna, Alaska, an itty bitty town in the Kenai Peninsula with only 4,000 people living there when I grew up. So pretty tiny compared to where you guys live. But after I graduated from high school, I moved to a town called Fairbanks, Alaska, where I went to the University of Alaska Fairbanks and I studied mechanical engineering. Now that was a lot of fun. I got to do things like float in zero gravity on NASA's reduced gravity aircraft, and I got to help launch a rocket into space, all while I was just going to school. After I graduated, I moved down here and I started working at NASA at Johnson Space Center here in Houston. Now, you might be wondering, why is she telling us all this stuff? Well, the things that you are going to learn this year in Miss P's class are the things that are going to help you one day do something like work at NASA, work in Mission Control. Maybe someday you'll end up on the space station. Maybe you want to be a doctor. Maybe someday you'll be a teacher. Anything you want to do is going to start with what you're learning in class this year. So have fun with it, have fun with school, and above all, have fun in whatever you do. I work at NASA because it's a fun place to work. I get to control the space station, and I get to see astronauts almost every day. For me, that makes it fun to come to work, and I enjoy my job. So figure out what you like to do, have fun with it, and maybe someday I'll see you here at NASA.